Hey everybody, it's John with National Sports Entertainment, and as per usual, I wanted to go into tonight's games, how we did, and I always try and go into the system, but I also wanted to go into some of the games specifically. So overall, we did really good tonight playing spreads. And the good thing is there's a couple of games specifically I want to go into. So obviously Dallas and the Lakers with the ESPN games. These are the ones we played. We're 35 sequences in. Since I know a lot of people have just been watching as of recently. Since Sunday I started this. We've obviously started months ago, and I'm about 260 or 270 sequences in. But just as of from Sunday till now, we're up about 33 units with a couple in play. But I wanted to go into the ones we had. And this one to me is a great one to start on, Dallas here. And A, it's the reason I always play spreads, and B, it's a good example of a clip. So a lot of people. So when I did my video, it was minus $1.5 When I placed my bet, I got -1. So I got the Dallas with 1 point. I didn't get the 1.5. So some got the 1.5 and they were able to win, and some pushed like myself. But what happens is a lot of people they'll lose because you have a lot of people that took the Bucks. More people took the Bucks minus 1.5, I would wager, than the Mavs plus 1.5. So when you have that fact that more people were on the Bucks minus 1.5, then they moved it to 1. So many people probably got clipped in this game, and that's exactly why they did it. So even the people that got Dallas, like myself, a lot of people got Dallas late, so they didn't get they got a push. So it depends. Like I said, I know quite a few people. Most of my Discord got 1.5. Some bought a half. But it's a great example of a clip. And here's another one, because it's something we don't run into a lot, but we will run into them. Grizzlies. Now, this one I did get in at 10.5. But this one, literally, this one, because I was watching right before tip-off, still 10.5. And it moved to 11, right as the lines closed almost. So if anyone got in this one last minute, or say it was live for a couple minutes, and not a couple minutes, but it was live, the lines were off, they might have got clipped here. So you can see examples, and it's not a coincidence. These clips happen all the time. They happen with the over/under. They happen with spreads, and again, it's not a coincidence. So those are the two that I noticed. You'll notice it more with over/unders than you'll notice it with spreads. But overall, we did good. We did stay away from the Knicks. I had conflicting narratives. The one is what we saw, the Knicks looking really good. The other narrative was I thought a lot of people were going to be on the Knicks. We didn't get the Wizards. Luckily, that was only a leg one. I go over that. So as you can see, sequence 30, we picked the Wizards to cover. They did not, nor did the Nets. Okay. So what happens now is we do a leg 2 on our next game. And that's the sequence that's got us from 185 to over 2,000 now. Since I started. But Wizards didn't hit, and nor did the Nets. At the end, they kind of blew a pretty big lead, which is fine. That's going to happen. So they didn't cover the 7, and we didn't play Magic. Kings, another one we were leaning towards. This one would have been... So we basically split our leans, because I would have gone Kings, but I also would have gone Hornets. So I don't like to say, I would have taken the Kings. But we did get the Sixers. That one was just straight up comical. And again, just proof of his rigging. So what happened? Sixers covering the entire way, only to give up 5 turnovers, allow 3-pointers, foul on 3-pointers, and let the Lakers make this ridiculous comeback, only to hose them even more in overtime. So again, we covered that one, but it was an interesting one. And definitely, again, game 1 of the ESPN and game 2 of the ESPN, both of them finishing the way they did is not a coincidence. And we did well at the West. Like I said, got the Grizzlies. Some might have pushed. Pelicans, to me, I just think... I thought they were going to push Alvarado on defense, but they pushed him on offense. He looked like a star, and they want him to. Chris Paul puts him over very well, makes him look way better than he is, and he is good. But Paul's way smarter than him, but somehow he's always getting under his skin. Same with Payne. He's always just a complete nuisance. So Pelicans came through, as did the Wolves. I think a lot of people were just on the Jazz at home thinking, okay, no cat. The Wolves really are overrated. And then here again, the one we started with. So I thought the Mavs were going to win, but like I said, so technically on the spread now, according to ESPN, they'll have pushed this. They've pushed a few spreads this year. And if you got the 1.5, you did get the win, which is nice. But yeah, this one, just another example of a clip. And it's because of all the money that was probably on this game. And they probably knew so many people just weren't thinking, took the Bucks -1. And others, most of the people that took the Mavericks probably took the money line. So it's just simple. They don't even have to go crazy to rig some of these games because they just see where the public money is. But overall, we did well. And I'm really hoping, people, there's a lot of people that still think it's real. If you saw the Lakers ending, and again, some of these go our way, some of them don't. So there's no bias. But if you see the Lakers ending, you see the way the Bucks game ended. Any of these endings, they're all set up the same way. It's same script as the NFL. They just run theirs a little differently. But yeah, we again, I think we have a good read, especially on the West. It seems that most of our later games we always do good with, and I don't think it's because they're later games. I think it's because they're Western Conference games. And I do know we have some games tomorrow, and we have some college. But I wanted to look into the Army-Navy game in good detail. I wanted to look into all the college games before I put out my picks. So I thought this was just a good one to reassess where we're at. Like I said, for anyone that started literally Sunday and just started watching from my live stream on Sunday on, we're up 35 units. That was the reason I started a fresh sequence for people, so anyone new wasn't jumping in when I was already 230 in. Of course, I still continued mine, but I post these ones in the Discord. So we're doing really good. And again, a lot of it's just people in the Discord give good alpha, just looking for traps, looking for narratives. Now what I'm going to be looking for more is late line movement. Again, that information is really hard to get out at the last second. So, if a line moves a half a point in 5 minutes before a game, just be attention to those kind of things because I've noticed they don't mind clipping people, and it's an easy way for them to do it. And they can run a non-rigged game. Just make sure that people get clipped, and I think that's what they do in a lot of these games. So it should be interesting to see what happens tomorrow and how they develop these teams. I like watching teams that just play again. Like Nets versus Pacers should be an interesting game. I know a lot of people are going to be interested in the Celtics Warriors, as am I. So I'm going to go into that game. But yeah, overall really good. I'll take this. Like I said, I personally pushed. I'll take the push. I wish I locked it in last night. I would have got the W. But I'll take the push. Like I said, we closed out every sequence now except one more. And just going with metrics has been doing really good. So for everyone that's been following, I know a lot of people did really well tonight as well. I look at that 33 for Luka. You'll see that number just everywhere. But yeah, so take care everybody and happy earnings.